stuck in there. How did they choose the perfect music?
I don't know.
That's why I could never be a professional memer.
Yeah.
I just don't have the meme sense, you know? I have not the mimetic sense. I've got a like, but no viewers. How does that work? How the fuck does that work, YouTube? One like, no viewers. Go figure.
I know it still says 0. And there's like 3 different people here.
Well, now it says 14 on my end. Who the fuck knows how many people are actually there? I bet it's 1,000,000. A go billion. You clicked, what now? Yeah, well, now you're here. You made it. You were smart enough to obey and do what you were told. You clicked, and you have arrived. Whoa.
I'm gonna have enough water. Do you need some more?
Nope, I got a full one. Have as many sips as you want. It's gonna go back on a normal sleep schedule, but fuck that, Paul's streaming. Dude, I took like a fucking like, I don't know, 4-hour nap with Dynor today. I woke up all early this morning, probably like 7:30 or some shit. And I think I came out here and did a stream, and then after the stream.
No, we laid back down. Remember, you got up at 7, and then we laid back down.
Oh, did we?
It was like 10. We got up.
Yeah, got up at 7, laid back down, got up at 10, did a show, laid back down, slept for like 4 hours with Dynor, and now here I am. Oh, gee, he's feeling a little better today, or this evening, than he was earlier today. We put his ear medicine in, and you could tell he's feeling better. He actually fetched a little bit today, which is a good sign. Ate his food. Ordered a pizza and killed half of it and was in a food coma for a few hours. That was fun, dude. I remember them days. I used to get like these big, giant pizzas, and I'd eat the whole fucking thing, and then I would just like sleep for 12 hours. And them was the days.
Yeah. And Papa Murphy's. That's what we've been doing almost exclusively lately.
I love Papa Murphy's, dude. Papa Murphy's has got like, that's some straight dope pizza. The take and bake situation.
It's just a pain in the ass to put away leftovers. It's the one downside.
That's true.
We just need a reusable pizza box.
Yeah, we need like a fucking. I bet they make them like Tupperware pizza box. I bet they make them, dude. I made seafood gumbo today, and now everybody tired. Yeah, that'll happen. Dude, that sounds really good. Pyro was out tonight. What the fuck is that? What are you talking about there, Peyton? Never had a food coma since I don't eat big portion. What's it like? It's like you feel like a grizzly bear that's ready to hibernate. You just go like and you like flop down on whatever soft surface, and then you go completely and utterly dreamlessly unconscious for like 12 hours. Oh, Peyton, who cares? Who cares, Peyton? It's a wrestling match, Peyton. Who cares? It's fake. It's supposed to look fake. Food coma basically just means you feel bloated and full, and that induces tiredness, and then you pass out. Yeah. I mean, that's the like skinny negative way of putting it. Yeah. Like it actually feels like what I said. I gave you a way better description of what a food coma feels like. You feel like a big like hippo that is like exhausted from a day of floating around in the river, and you just want to lay down and sleep. Like, brrr.
I can't find a pizza box thing.
Man,
all I see are like green pizza boxes for like where people are selling them to like wholesale restaurants and shit.
Dude,
We need to make it.
That's $1 billion idea right there. Pizzaware. The Tupperware for your pizza. Tired of soggy slices the next day? Time to get pizzaware. We're billionaires, babe.
Yep.
Fuck it, I quit. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm gonna go be a billionaire now.
We work with Papa Murphy's.
It exists. You just look it up. What's it called? Because we can't find it. Nope, you haven't stolen it, because I have proof that I came up with the fucking idea, and I now have proof that you were planning on stealing it. So I'll take your ass to court. I'll let you make it, and then I'll take this video to court, and they'll see you saying, I'm going to steal your idea, and then I get to book your profits. And I don't even have to do anything, so go ahead. Make pizzaware and see what happens.
Yeah, link it in the chat, Otello, if you did find it.
Yeah, seriously. Like, you can link. You're a fucking Spectre. You're allowed to put a link in there. Doesn't have a name. There's a bunch of different versions. Well, link one of them. Link one so I can take a look at this thing. I want to get a look at this fucking warlock. Otello, come on. Come hither, my lads, with your tankards of ale, and drink to the present, before it shall fail. Pile each on your platter a mountain of beef, for 'tis eating and drinking that bring us relief. Yes. Yes. Still trying to figure out the context. We're looking for a pizza Tupperware. Like pizza, like Tupperware that's made to put pizza away. Like a big round Tupperware thing that you could put your pizza slices in and keep them from getting soggy and shit. I don't want the individual slice Tupperware. You need one that can fit a whole pizza in it if you want. Big round Tupperware that with like a top that seals it. You know what I mean? You put your pizza slices in there, line them up just like a pizza. Yeah, you know, because me and Amelia usually order different pizzas. She likes a sausage and mushroom or sausage and olives, and I like pepperoni and jalapeno, and so we usually get a couple pizzas. That means we've got at least 2 half pizzas that get put away at the end of it. Boop, boop. Yeah, like
Attila says, never mind, that doesn't exist.
See? The round like a fucking pizza, you see? Bloop, and it's just big enough and flat enough to slip into your fucking fridge on top of the milk.
So, yeah, now it is our idea. It doesn't
Boom!
exist.
I knew I was going to be a billionaire someday. My mama told me when I was young, you're gonna be a billionaire, my only son. Patent it now. I'm just gonna wait for somebody to steal it and then book their profits. It'll be easier that way. They're pie containers, but they're not big enough. That's what I'm talking about, Otello. This needs to be low profile. So it's like, it makes that when you put the top on, you know what I mean? It needs to slide together with the other top, and it needs to be low profile, like real thin, so that you put your pizza in it, and there's enough room so it's not touching the top of your pizza, but only just. A pizza box, put it in the fridge. I'm a billionaire. I I'd rather eat nothing but salad for a week than eat cold pizza once. Man, I'm sad for you, bro. I'm sad for anybody that doesn't know the fucking or cannot fucking enjoy the cold pizza. My fire spitter, we got heat coming. Oh, yeah, that's right. Marshall's working on another Beauregard track. I need to do some writing on 2 beats. I think I'm actually 3 beats deep with Marshall now. I think I have 3 beats that I could write for. I started writing for 2 of them. Well, 3 of them actually. One of them I just can't perform the way I want to. Although I hit the fucking... Dude, Marshall, you weren't here the other night. I hit the Take On Me note. I hit the Take On Me note in falsetto. I had to yell it as loud as I could. So maybe I can do it. Maybe I just have to fucking unleash the beast.
You were also talking about your tongue tie possibly making it easier.
Oh yeah, he was in here when I was doing that. I don't know, man. I've been itching to hear this song once you got around with it, because I feel like it's gonna be just like, I feel like the beat is so good that even if people don't really enjoy the flow over it, they're still gonna like it. This is as close as you're gonna get. Oh, all right. I'll have Amelia check it out. You are a Pin 15. Ah, I remember the Pin 15 club. There ain't no way you were hitting no Mariah Carey notes. You were not hitting the fucking Dream Lover note, dude. There's no way you were hitting Dream Lover notes. I don't care who you are. You're not Mariah Carey. You didn't hit no Dream Lover note. You didn't. You know exactly the notes I'm talking about, too. The do, 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 do. And then she, I can't even try get that high. She literally sings that high. No fucking way, bro. I don't believe you.
Yeah, this is a sad pizza container.
Man, that's bullshit right there. That ain't even what I'm looking at. Dude, we need to get in on this. I was able to sing City in Color at full voice when I was busking the other day. Felt ethereal. Cool. Cool. Where can I find your Beauregard stuff? Beauregard? Go to Marshall Manson's YouTube channel. Everything we've done together is up on there. And subscribe while you're there, and watch everything while you're there, too.
Put it on a loop.
Yeah. Just go to Marshall's channel and then turn on autoplay and let that shit go. Let it go. Let it flow.
Make a playlist, just Marshall.
Yep. Bow Wow Guard. There's your link. Bogard. Isn't there like a fucking beast named a Boggart? I think there is.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it like a little fucking like fairy or something? Like a little mischievous fucking brownie or something?
I feel like it was something totally different in Harry Potter, but let's see.
Oh, and Harry Potter.
Yeah,
okay.
So what you're thinking of is definitely like a household fairy boggart, but they also have like the thing that turns into whatever you're most afraid of in Harry Potter boggart.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So you're right. It's just Harry Potter took it totally different.
Yep. Harry Potter made it a little scarier. Balrog? Yeah, dude. Maybe that should be Beauregard's last name. Beauregard Balrog. Somebody came up with a badass Beauregard name on one of these, and I was like, aha, yeah, I'm gonna remember that. Like a full Beauregard name, Beauregard something, something. And I was like, oh, that's dope. And then I can't fucking remember it. And I would literally have to go back and watch like 28 hours of my own shit to find it. Can't be done. Beauregard Soprano, yeah, dude.
You better catch up, Marshall. We just finished season 5.
Yeah, dude. Marshall ain't gonna catch up for a while, dude. Those seasons are long. They're like 12-hour seasons, right?
Yeah.
12, 13-hour seasons. So it would take you like fucking 1, 2, so 2, 4, 6, 3 days of straight doing nothing but watching fucking Sopranos to get through it.
Yeah.
Almost done with season 1. Oh man, enjoy it, dude. You're launching into what most people consider to be the best parts of The Sopranos. Season 2, season 3, if you ask people, those are their favorite seasons. So enjoy. I like all of the seasons of The Sopranos. The last season is one of my absolute fucking favorites. But it's also one of the hardest to watch and one of the weirdest. But it's cool. But yeah, you're getting into some crazy shit, man. Season 5. Well, a lot of people say that, like, and I won't go into specific as to why, but during like around season 4, people say that the show takes on a different tone, and I agree. I very much agree that season 4 starts a more introspective show. It's like a more, I don't know how to put it.
Cerebral.
Yeah. It gets really deep into the psychology of the characters and the psychology of the family dynamic within the world, and it focuses much heavier on that starting in season 4, going through season 5, and then season 6 just.
There's still plenty of action and shit in it too.
Oh yeah, like I think a lot of people just, I don't know. Season 2 and 3 are so good at their arcs. Like, their arcs are so good. And I will admit that I don't think season 4 and 5 have as pleasing an arc. Like, when it comes to, like, oh shit, you know? Like, you're not, like, season 4 and 5 don't have those kind of like, oh shit kind of endings. Where, like, season 1, 2, and 3 really do.
But I think it's maybe because in those later seasons you're more involved with the characters' dynamics that you predict the ending more.
It's true. I mean, those later seasons, I don't know. They just don't, like, the arcs in the final kind of couple of shows in the season 4 and 5 don't have that narrative pop that they do in 1, 2, and 3. I don't really look at it as a negative because they have a different kind of narrative pop for me. It's less of an oh shit and more of a like, oh fuck, what's gonna happen now? Like, what could possibly happen now? What are these characters gonna do? Don't be dropping all the spoilers in the chat, man. Marshall trying to watch. Now I'm rubber tramping. I want to head to the West Coast later this spring and check out some of the sites and smoke some of the grass. As a once West Coast dude, what are some good stopovers? I mean, I'm telling you, my favorite, if you're going to do like a drive up the coast, although part of it is washed out, you can't do worse than Highway 1. And you can start that, depending on where you're coming from, all the way in San Diego and take the entire coastal drive. You're going to find tons of sleepy little beach towns that would be great to pull off into. Tons of really big beaches. The central coast of California is my favorite place in the whole fucking planet. So Pismo Beach, Oceano Dunes, that area, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's just beautiful. You can get a real cheap hotel if you got the dough for it. You know, I know you said you're rubber tramping, but you can get a real cheap hotel in San Luis Obispo. There's a lot of Motel 6s there, pretty fucking reasonable rates per night, 25, $35 usually is what they're charging, and especially in the off season. Any of those towns generally allow street musicians. Yeah, Pismo Beach has a lot of street musicians. I mean, you'll have to be careful about where you set up to busk, but people busk down by the pier in Pismo. I know that for a fucking fact. There's always somebody busking down there, so you'd be pretty safe to set up by the fucking fountain there that's right out in front of the pier in Pismo Beach. I don't think you'd probably get hassled. You might even be able to take it out on the pier and busk there. Some of the smaller towns are a little more hoity-toity, so you probably have to be a little more careful. Like Avila Beach is right there by Pismo. It's a beautiful little town, but it's also a little richy bitch town where, you know, they probably will hassle you more. Generally, if you're looking to busk, the bigger beach towns are going to be better for you. So if you're busking, hit up Pismo Beach, hit up San Luis Obispo. San Luis Obispo is actually inland from Pismo Beach, about, I don't know, 15 miles, probably less than that, honestly. It's not even 15 miles. It's like 3, 4, 5 miles inland from Pismo Beach. And it's a college town and like a bar town. Great to busk. 100% great to busk in. Tons of buskers there. Great little downtown area with a lot of lively bars and, well, I don't know about now. Probably not lively bars now, but I can guarantee you that town still pops. So you can
they're opening up fucking Disneyland, so those are probably gonna open up soon too.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say, if you're in Pismo, you keep heading south, and you'll hit L.A., like Laguna Beach and Long Beach and all that shit. Those are great cities to busk. So yeah, I mean, like I'm telling you, LA is so fucking huge that there's no way you're gonna have the tourist experience unless you seek it out in LA. Like the tourist experience in LA is like going to a sporting event in LA, or going to a concert in LA, or going to Disneyland, or going to Magic Mountain, or blah blah blah. That's the tourist experience. You avoid those, you're not getting the tourist experience. Most people never go to the LBC. Most people never go to Long Beach. Nobody, like most people never go to Laguna. Like those are two beautiful LA area beaches that most tourist people don't go near. Now those beaches can be touristy, but you're not getting the typical tourist experience going to the beach in LA. That's not what people do. Hollywood, yeah. But I got to tell you though, Hollywood's great to busk. So you might, if you're making that trip down the Central Coast and shit, you make your way to these Laguna and Long and all of these LA beaches. You make the trip inland and go to Hollywood. You busk up and down fucking Santa Monica. Oh yeah, dude, people busk the fuck out of Hollywood. Hell to the fucking yeah.
You probably want to talk to people that are doing it in that area to get all the specifics.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I'm sure there are areas where they fucking would hassle you and shit, but you got to talk to a busker. You'll see them. Like if you go to Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, which is in West Hollywood, I think. Anyway, Sunset Boulevard and Santa Monica Boulevard, those are huge tourist areas, and they're typically filled with buskers. There's a number of parks in that area that are adjacent to main walking areas where you can, I always see a lot of people busking. So what's busk? Somebody that performs for money, performs for tips and donations. What kind of performance varies from busker to busker. Sometimes it's a musical performance or a percussive performance. Sometimes acrobatics, magic, that type of thing. Palmistry.
Phoebe, like if you ever go to Louisville, there's this walking bridge between Indiana and Kentucky that that's hella hopping.
For busking?
Yeah.
You saw a lot of busk there?
Well, like, people walk on it constantly.
Yeah. Can you busk there? They let
Yeah.
you set up. You saw a lot of people
Yeah.
playing guitar and shit. That's dope. The East Coast is great for busking too, Phoebes. I don't know where you're at, but New York City is just fucking alive with that culture. So
But, yeah, if you're in Missouri, you'd probably run into Louisville first, I'd imagine.
yep. Got to talk to the street performing leader so you don't get jumped. Yeah, I mean, I know that sometimes Phoebe knows the rules, dude. Phoebe knows the rules. She doesn't need to be explained the rules of the busk. But yeah, no, I would say that like those are some good bets that I know of in Cali. I wouldn't go much inland in Cali, and I wouldn't bother going super far north unless you're planning on going all the way up into Oregon, which is Busk City, Duwadiddy. Seattle's got some great busk spots. It just depends on how far up the fucking coast you want to go. Did you watch the Harry and Meghan interview? No, dude, I can't fucking stand royal bullshit. Like, I don't watch that shit lest I'm watching it to make fun of it. I don't care about the royals. I don't give a fuck. Like, in my mind, royals are fucking white supremacist pirates, to quote fucking Caitlin Johnstone. Fuck them. Buskers are cancer. When I encountered buskers in my parish, I showed them the power of Aikido.
All right, bro.
All right, well, his name is Seagal Undefeated, so he's being Steven Seagal. The power of Aikido, dude. Get out of here. He got like fucking quadruple banned.
Chat just wasn't having it tonight.
Nope. Banned for being too strong, yeah. Banned for being buffer than all of us.
Yeah, Otello, that's what we're saying. Those pizza containers do not exist. And it's sad.
They will soon.
Yeah.
Billionaire Paul on the way, folks. And if you think that I'm going to have the courage of my convictions once I become a billionaire and like give all of my money to some charity or end poverty or whatever, no. I'm going to buy an island somewhere and you'll never hear from me ever again. That's exactly what's going to happen. Just letting you know. I'm going to make the fucking pizza cozy or whatever we end up calling it. And then that's it. I will disappear with my money to an island. And I will fill it with capybaras.
Or we'll just buy Uruguay.
Yeah, we'll just buy the entire country of Uruguay. Kick everybody out of it. Make it a capybara-only zone.
The cows can stay.
Well, yeah, the cows. The cows and the cappies and us. And that's it. King Paul of Uruguay. Yes. I was watching this Derek Jensen video today. He released a new video. It's him musing on this thing that his mother told him. Inch by inch, life's a cinch. Yard by yard, life is hard. The basics of the little talk he gave, it was like a quick video. It was 5 or 6 minutes long. I listened to the whole thing. He was talking about that from an environmental perspective, like an environmentalist perspective. He also talked about that being how he writes books. If he thinks about writing a book in its entirety, it's too scary and he can't face it. But if he thinks about writing a page and then another page, eventually he has 600-700 pages, he's got a book. And he was talking about that from an environmentalist standpoint. How do we save the planet or save what's left of it? Acre by acre, stream by stream. We can't look at looking at the entirety of the problem causes nothing but despair. And he's not saying we shouldn't look at the entirety of the problem, but we have to tackle it inch by inch. We have to look at it that way. And it seems so fucking defeatist at first to me. I was like, that's not enough. But he's right. I thought about it out here and I was like, he's absolutely fucking right. It has to be from the local communities up. People have to start saving a little patch of land here, a little patch of forest there, cleaning up a stream here, tearing down a dam there, tearing down an iron gate for salmon there. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely, it has to happen. That's the only way to do it. Because people can't give a fuck enough, and there's not enough power to be gained in this planet to do it all at once and everywhere at once. But that's why people trip so much about essay writing. They got scared they had to write a 5,000 word essay, but you got to take it step by step, right? The problem is that I feel like we've reached a point in human history, politically and environmentally, where we don't have the time to do it inch by inch, acre by acre, stream by stream, politician by politician, vote by vote. We don't have the time anymore. I feel like we're at a critical, pivotal point in world history. And when I say we, I mean Americans are at a pivotal point in the history of the world and the history of our country, and that we need immediate 100% laser focused action now in order to just barely mitigate what's coming, offset a little bit of the damage, and it's not going to happen. Son of a bitch. Sorry, baby. Oh, you did it. Okay. Sorry.
But yeah, it's just kind of, it's both sides of a not super efficient coin.
Yeah.
If you try to take it from the big picture legislative perspective to the community-based perspective.
I mean, people care about where they live when they have stability. So that is one of the reasons why places are being trashed, is because nobody's stable anywhere. You care about where you live when you have stability. When you have the stability to live in the same little area or the same town or the same city, you care about your neighborhood. You care how it looks. You care how it smells. You care how much pollution is in it and around it. But if you're just transiently moving around and you never have any stability, what the fuck do you care?
Or no ownership in your community.
Right. You have no sense of ownership in the community. You have no sense of belonging to the community. All of this has disappeared. And so even organizing at that community level has become so fucking hard because the American people have been forced to become so transient in their homes. They move constantly because it's just, you got to go where the jobs are. You got to go where the work is. Lease runs out. Landlord kicks you out. There's no stability anymore. Nobody settles down and goes like, all right, this is my little piece of property and this is the community that I live in and I want it to be clean and safe and unpolluted and pristine, and you can get people to care about that when they're living in it. You can't get people to care about a fucking patch of forest a million miles away from them when they're living hand to mouth.
That's why it'll always be so low on people's priorities, is because the basic needs aren't being met.
Right.
The pyramid again.
Right. The Maslow's hierarchy of human need comes into play again. When you don't have food, shelter, etc. in place, you can't even start to build your way to self-actualization. You can't even build your way to community. Like, you have to have those things in place. So we're fucked here in America. Like, I won't speak for other places, but here in America, we are fucked when it comes to this shit. Nobody can care. And even the ones who maybe can, don't. Community takes time, and your time is in jeopardy if you can feed yourself. Yeah. I mean, community takes time, and it's also just a dying idea. My mom was telling me a story the other day. I was on the phone with her, and I think I told you guys about this. So it was a few weeks ago. I had this conversation with her. She was telling me, now she lives in a part of the little town that I grew up, doesn't have a lot of minorities in it. And the little town that I grew up in has even fewer black people in it. So there's Hispanic folk around where I grew up, but not a lot of black folk. And a black family moved into her neighborhood. And my mom does what she does for everybody when they move into her neighborhood. She baked them like a cake and took it over there as a, hey, welcome to the neighborhood thing. And they accepted it graciously and said thank you. And then the next day, the man that lives in that house walked over to my mom's house. He saw her sitting on her porch. And he said, I wanted to thank you again for the cake. And he said, I've never had anybody do that for us when we moved into a neighborhood. We've never moved into a neighborhood and had any neighbor visit us, let alone bring us something nice. So I wanted to say thank you for that. And that's part of it. It's just like we've gotten to the point where we don't care about each other anymore. And the people that do, they're dying off. Like my mom's generation, my mom gives a fuck about her neighborhood. She knows all her neighbors. She helps them out. There's this sense of community that's at least in her. Some of us do care. Part of the reason I'm rubber tramming is because dollar for dollar, gallon for gallon, after solar installed especially, it's better on the environment. My home can be recycled. Yeah. I don't feel like I live in a neighborhood. I live in an apartment complex. I mean, I lived in an apartment complex all the way up until very recently. And I know exactly what you mean. Like, I basically knew nothing about my neighbors. And these are people that I lived on top of and lived on top of me, and not even next door, like across the hall. And didn't know their names, had no interaction with them other than the polite, hey, 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 that you do. That's it.
We became porch sitters.
Yeah.
I had to sit my ass out there and smoke my cigarettes.
Yep. But even then, we didn't really, interact. We learned the names and introduced ourselves to our downstairs neighbor after me living there for almost 3 years. But, we didn't know anything about each other. There was no sense of community there. It was just kind of more chit-chatty than the usual, hey, how you doing, or whatever, as you walk by. that sense of community and personal investment in the people that live in your community, and that kind of it takes a village mentality, that has to come back in this country. And it's not going to come back until people get a piece of the pie, because that's what it takes. The reason my mom is like that is because she's lived in the same house for, what is it now? I'm trying to think.
Probably 25.
Close to 25 years. She's lived right there in that same neighborhood for close to 25 years. She knows everybody up and down her little street. And you know what I mean? Because she had a job that allowed her that stability. She had a union job that allowed, now it worked her almost to fucking death. But at the end of the rainbow was, hey, I've got a little house. I can afford to pay for my life. My mom gets by. She does okay. She ain't rich, but they've got a little trailer that they tow behind their truck. They got a nice little house. They're retired, you know? You're like, when I say you, I mean, if you're a 20-something, your generation ain't getting that. Which means that this sense of community can never fucking come about in the proper way, right?
It is nonsense central today.
Yeah, the mass unban. It's what it is, dude. But whatever, it's gotta happen. Got out of work early today. What up, fat? Nothing, Jack. Just kind of hanging out, enjoying my fire and enjoying the frogs singing tonight. Enjoying the mild weather. I thought a 2-bedroom apartment was my American dream. Maybe one day I'll be able to afford a 3-bedroom apartment. Hey, you gotta have goals. I thought I'm in my 20s, work full time, and can barely afford an apartment and uninsured illegal car. Yeah. Welcome. This is America. That's why it just drives me fucking insane when I see people cheering on this fucking stimulus package that got passed, that got bargained down from a $2,000 check to a fucking $1,400 check.
Where like the gun is up on people that used to make a chunk of change and now don't.
Right.
It's like, file your taxes now, bitch.
Yep. Middle income people fucked out of it. Just insulting. There are people living under fucking overpasses everywhere. How are they getting their check?
They just made it infinitely more complicated by changing the bar, because now the list that they had from the last time isn't accurate anymore. So they gotta go through and fucking...
They excluded more people. It's just ridiculous. And Marshall, we may very well get another check, but keep in mind, every other fucking Western country and first world country got a monthly stipend to keep businesses afloat and keep people from losing their homes, of more than we're getting after months and months of getting nothing. So even if we do get another check 6 months down the road, it's another nothing check. About rent forgiveness.
Yeah, all that's still adding up.
Yep. You are going to, if you're living in a place right now and you've got under rent forgiveness, like you're on a rent moratorium, guess what you owe at the end of that? All that rent. You may luck out and your fucking landlord may not come after you for it because they may know that you ain't got it, but a lot of people are going to get sued for back rent. Like, you don't understand. We're about to have a major, major fucking housing crisis. Well, we already do. Like I said, there are fucking tent cities being set up everywhere in this fucking country. I made a post about it today, and somebody was saying in Pensacola, Florida, there's this massive outbreak of homelessness. There's nothing on the docket for these people. These people don't even have a fucking address or a bank account to receive the stimulus check in, and they're the people in most dire need of it.
And then the whole, force the vote on Medicare bad. Force the vote on minimum wage good.
Still didn't get it anyway. Didn't do it. Yep, it's just ridiculous. These politicians have got us shuffling from one foot to the next, begging them basically for anything, praying that we're going to get stuff, praying and hoping and putting all our hope into this fucking political process that's done nothing but horse fuck us for decades. And here we are. You know, we're starting to see the edges of fucking society fray in a way that's very scary to me as a 40-year-old. I've lived in the relative stability of the American lifestyle my entire life. I've taken advantage of all the social services that are available and all the public services and privately owned services that are available. And I'm telling you, shit is starting to disappear. Small places are starting to be emptied out, and large places are becoming the only place you can go to get things. Social services are starting to fray at the edges. It's starting to become more and more complex and less clear what it is that you're supposed to do or where you're supposed to go to do things. All of the little fabrics that hold us together are starting to come apart. People are losing their homes, losing their sense of identity, losing their sense of fucking, like, stability. And it's a slow, tumbling apocalypse. It's not like a fucking, like, Michael Bay movie where a big tidal wave fucking hits New York City and the world ends. You know what I mean? It's happening in slow motion over the course of multiple people's lifetimes. And it's slowly cracking. This fucking pandemic, coupled with the coming stock market implosion, is going to be a 1-2 punch like this country has never experienced. People are living in degradation now, and the stock market could blow any fucking day. How is it that all these businesses closed and all of this fucking commerce stopped and all these people stopped getting paychecks, but the stock market kept going, whee? You think that's natural? You think that's going to go on forever? It's about to go. And when it goes, you know who suffers the most? The people on the bottom rung. Because it's them that pay for it.
I mean, all these businesses will just like look at it like, oh, the stock market crashed, we're just going to lay you off. Bye.
Yep. We're going to liquidate our business. You have no job. Bye. Stock market crash. Got to preserve our capital. You're gone. Bye. Can you imagine?
That happened to my dad twice, in 2008 and this past year.
Happened to me in the .com crash.
Yeah.
I worked for a tech company. Had a good job, too. And about a month and a half into that job, .com crash happened in the year 2000, and my job was eliminated. In fact, the company that I work for, MCI WorldCom, went... Oh, Mr. Naughty Priest. One day I will be president, and when that happens, I will launch every nuke the United States has. Jesus Christ, Mr. Naughty Priest. How do I fucking vote for you?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, boys. The nukes are flying. Hallelujah.
That is an underappreciated Stephen King movie, I think. The Dead Zone.
Really was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that both The Dead Zone and Thinner may be two of his most underappreciated films
Although I guess they're not
for
really
different reasons.
his films, but
Well,
like based on his stories, yeah.
Yeah, I believe Naughty Priest as well. I have no reason not to. I wish Americans would rise up and demand things like housing, healthcare, food, and water as guaranteed free basic human rights for every citizen. I mean, there are people standing up and demanding it. Their demands go unheard. Their demands go unaddressed. Their demands go they're relegated to the hall of unimportance. It doesn't matter. There are people standing up right now demanding that. You think everybody in America is going to stand up and demand that? No. Not until it's fucking too late. I've been saying it for fucking like 3 years, 4 years at least, maybe even longer, that you're not going to see a mass movement of people in this country towards leftism until there's no food at the fucking grocery store. And that almost happened. That shit came very fucking close to happening towards the beginning of the pandemic. You remember all the food shortages and shit? What do you think is going to happen when that happens, but instead of a week, it's a month? Instead of 2 weeks, it's 6 months where you can't get anything at the store, where there's only just like scattered items or no items on the shelves. Everything's bought out. The TP hoarding, you see what's going to happen? The shit starts disappearing. People are going to show up and load bushels of meat to take home to their personal freezers and blah, 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 blah. You're not going to be able to buy freezers. Those are going to be bought out. People are going to buy out every piece of meat they can get and freeze every piece of fucking protein they can get their hands on. And then guess what's going to happen? The supply chain is going to be interrupted. The zombie apocalypse is desperate people in a collapse. You're fucking dead ass right. One of the things that the zombie apocalypse film and the zombie apocalypse in popular culture is presaging is the breakdown of society. The fact that they're dead bodies is thrown in as a flourish. They won't be dead bodies, guys. They will be real people going house to house, killing, murdering, taking, stealing, because they have to. That's what a broken down society is. So this has happened in the past in the world. This will happen here. It's just a matter of time. Imagine the amount of climate refugees that there are going to be alone in the next 20 years in this country, in the world. These are people that have been pushed out of their homes by the climate. People that are fleeing the coastal areas of the United States and moving inland. People that are fleeing the coastal areas of their countries and moving inland to places that don't have the infrastructure to support them. Uh-oh. Smells like collapse. Cynic meter? Yeah. Yeah. What's your optimist meter on this? That all of a sudden the climate is going to turn around even though we're doing nothing to fucking stop it? All of the sudden the hyperinflated stock market is going to normalize without losing anything and there's not going to be a big fucking giant bubble? All of a sudden coastal areas aren't going to be disappearing twice as fast as scientists thought they were 10 years ago? Ruh-roh. Dumbuddy dumb. Quit being stupid. There is an apocalyptic economic crash on the near horizon for humanity. It is going to be global in nature. It is going to cost millions of jobs globally. It is going to cost trillions of dollars of worker-generated benefit globally. And our country, when I say our country, I mean the United States, is woefully, woefully, woefully unprepared for it. Look how we handled this pandemic. We kicked people out of their homes into the fucking streets during a pandemic. What makes you think there's any rescue or help coming for the American people if the economy collapses? There's going to be none for you. When Texas froze, the state nearly collapsed. Yeah. And you're going to see more of that shit. The climate chickens are coming home to roost. You guys want to know the main reason that I left Louisiana when I did? I was in the cone of 8 major hurricanes this year. 8. Or last year, sorry, 2020. In the year of 2020, I was in the damage cone of 8 hurricanes. A record for the area, by the way. Broke the record from the year before was when I was in the cone of 6. Do you see what's happening? Or no? This fucking gibberish spewing moron out of my fucking chat. France here. Crazy to see the USA arguing over $1,400 stimulus check while we paying everyone's salary since the beginning of Corona crisis. Yeah. Sacre bleu. Sacre fucking bleu. Zoutalos. Yeah, give me a bunch of French exclamations. I'm trying to remember some more. Merde. Yeah, merde. Omelette du fromage. I don't think that's one of them. I think that means cheesy omelet. Oui, oui. I wish I could do the pop pop. I can't do it. Fermez la bouche. I mean, shut up. Hollandaise. Je ne comprends pas. I understand nothing except for that sentence. Is there any hope? No. Sorry. No. No. I mean, Okay. Yes. This much. There's a little ember of hope somewhere. I can't see it. I can't feel its warmth. It's there. But we got to do it now because it's about to be a hard no. Run, you fool of a took. Fly, you fools. It's like, okay, if you've seen the movie Speed, there's a scene in the movie Speed where Keanu Reeves is stuck on a bus that has a bomb on it and a bunch of innocent civilians. And if it goes below 55 miles an hour, the bomb goes off. And he's on an LA freeway and he diverts himself onto this freeway that's like under construction because there's less cars and stuff. But there's a missing piece of bridge, right? And he can't obviously stop the bus and turn it around. And it looks pretty fucking hopeless that bus is going to clear this gap in the bridge and make it to the other side. We're on the bus right now, and we're on the route, okay? And we can't turn around. It's too late. We've reached the point of no return. We can't hit the brakes on the bus and turn around and head the other way now because it'll blow up if we do. And there's a gap coming. And it's a ways up the street, and the bus is going incredibly slowly. That's the only difference. So instead of going 55, we're doing, a mile an hour towards our inevitable doom. Now, in the movie, Keanu Reeves somehow gets the bus going fast enough, along with, what's her name that's in that movie? Sandra Bullock, who's actually driving. And he helps her get the bus going fast enough that the bus goes, it reaches the gap and it goes, for no reason, by the way. It literally launches, and then it lands. So there's your hope. There's your hope. I forgot to add the 0 on that last one. Damn, Mr. Naughty Priest. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm jumping out the window and taking my chances with crypto coins. Crypto coins. We need Keanu now. We need to make Keanu the king of the world right now, or we are doomed, because he's the only one that can jump the bus. Johnny Silverhand, yeah. We need a construct. We need a fucking construct of Keanu Reeves right the fuck now, or we're doomed. Hell yeah. Stoke that fire. You guys want to see the fire? It's probably not super impressive right now because I just threw a couple logs on it, but I'll show you. Here you go. Hell yeah. Dude, the coals. Let me show you the side of this thing. Look at the coals. Look at the coal bed on that. That's a fire. That's a fire. I'll warm my butt here. Oh yeah, so comfy. You probably got timed out for asking if I like taxi driver a bunch of times. Like if you asked like 3 or 4 times in a row, that's probably what got you timed. Is that kind of fire better than a fireplace, or is it the same? I don't really like a fireplace, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fireplace guy. I like an outdoor fire. And this little like repurposed thing that I have here is my favorite shit. So this fire pit that I have is the drum from the inside of an old decommissioned washing machine. You can see like where it was bolted in. So this is like the inside part of a washing machine that like agitates your clothes. And somebody put legs on it for me. Made out of also scrap metal shit. And it's totally like repurposed. And it'll last forever. It's made out of steel. So really neat way to like take something that was, you know, just a piece of junk and make it into something functional that I will carry with me from place to place and forever. Wood is carbon neutral. Yeah. I mean, this fire pit it's totally dope, man. It doesn't warp. It doesn't, and it like it allows the heat and the air to flow in through these holes. So standing around it is legitimately like comfy. It's super easy to move and dump once it's cooled off, you know, and pretty fucking low profile and small given what it is. So moving with it is real easy. Can I throw you in there? Sure. Come on over. I don't know if you'll fit, but we'll try. I'll stuff you in there. Is it stainless? I don't know if it's stainless. You have to look. It's steel. It's like a steel drum from the inside of a fucking washing machine. How heavy is it? Super light. Weighs almost nothing, honestly. Like right now it's heavy because it's full of wood burning and shit. But tomorrow when this is all burned down to ash, and tomorrow, by the way, I'll show you why. You can see, here, let me flip the camera. So you can see here, here's my active coal bed. And then down here, this is all actually usually part of the coal bed, but that's all ash there from my previous burns. So once it gets to about that level, you see it's creeping up almost on halfway. It's about a quarter of the way up the thing. I empty the ash out. Leaving a little bit of ash like this in there is really good for insulating the fire, but as you can see, it's starting to build up to the point where it needs to be dumped. So tomorrow, once these coals have died down later in the night, before I start another fire tomorrow, if I do, I will take this over to my ash pit and dump it. Do you repurpose the ash? I plan on trying to maybe do a compost pile this spring going into summer. And so I've started a little area for that where I've been keeping the ash from this. Yeah. I want to do a not a huge garden, but maybe like a little flower bed or something over there. I don't really care about the lawn here. I do need to get it cut. Need to have somebody come out here and cut all this shit because it's shaggy as fuck. But I kind of like that it looks like woodlands back here in a way that I shouldn't probably. But yeah, no, I need to have somebody come out and just tractor it all and cut it all down, cut it all back or whatever, and get them to come back every couple of months and do the same thing. Oh, shit. Fire's hot. Yeah, it is. Feels nice. Yeah, it's going now, man. Look. I don't live in the city, so the city doesn't tell me shit. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. Can't tell me nothing. How do you deal with the death of a loved one, Paul? I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to bring the fucking mood of the stream down talking about death and horribleness. There's enough of that in the world. I've considered doing this, sitting in my backyard with a fire barrel. You should. I really enjoy it. It's comfy. It's nice. It's worth. I've heard owls. I've seen bats. I have a fire pit I built out of stone and earth in my backyard. Might have a fire one of these days. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, you can make a pretty decent fire out of just like trimmings out of your backyard and shit. You pull that shit off to the side and let it all dry out. Like, I had fires here forever just from like wood that was laying around on the fucking property that was just falling branches and shit. I cut that shit up with a chainsaw. And I probably had like I don't know, a little less than a quarter cord of wood just from the crap that was laying around this property. And then I bought this half cord of wood, I don't know, a few days ago, and I've been burning through it pretty good. I like having a fire, is what it is. Fires are one of the most hypnotic things in nature, that's true. Got any stories for you? I mean, here's a little story I like to tell about three bad brothers you know so well. It started way back in history with Ad Rock, MCA, and me, Mike D. Had a little horsey named Paul Revere. Me and my horsey in a quart of beer. Riding across the land, kicking up sand. Eric Rock is on the mic 'cause he's in demand. What do you think about that? You like that shit? Brass monkey. One lonely beastie by bee. All by myself without nobody. The sun is beating down on my baseball hat. Man, that old beastie shit. Yep. This is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. Ding, 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 ding. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all shooting some b-ball outside of the school when a couple of guys, up to no good, started making trouble in the neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and she said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle to Bel Air." I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said fresh and it had dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say this cab was rare, but I thought, nah, forget it. Yo, Holmes to Bel Air. I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the cabbie, "Yo, Holmes, smell you later." Looked at my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air. Doom, 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 doom. Has anybody made a Vosh Prince of Bel Air meme yet? They really should. I guess he didn't grow up in Bel Air. He grew up in Beverly Hills. That's a little different. That's a little different. Yeah, dude. Will Smith doesn't, he doesn't like cussing in his raps. He doesn't need to cuss in his raps. He doesn't rely on all the motherfuckers and shits and cunts and bitches. He just flows. Get jiggy with it, yeah. West, Jim West, Desperada, Rough Rider, no, you don't want nada. Wild Wild West. He's the first rapper to win the Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance in '93, I think. Yeah, he had what was that song he did with Jazzy Jeff? I'm trying to remember. They had a really popular song that won the Grammy in '93. I'm trying to remember it. Fuck. No, it was. Oh yeah, Summertime. Summer, summer, summertime. Summertime. Time to sit back and unwind. Yeah, that was a pretty chill ass song. Had a good vibe to it. Sometimes parents just don't understand. Yeah. Thank you for turning me on to Primus, Paul. You made my day. Cool beans. Always glad to infect somebody else's brain with some Primus. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Rum, dum, 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 dum. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, fuck! Ah! Rock that fucking stand-up bow bass. Come on, Mr. Crinkle, tell me why. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Water Noodle Man, yep. Water Noodle Man sucking on a gas can. Do. With his right hand, he strokes his penile gland enlargement. Bump it to bump it to bump it 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 bump bump it 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 bump bump. Water Noodle sucking on a can. He's a can sucking man. With his pipe in hand, he smokes his master plan. We like to watch him snap and twitch. Lake Michigan on his desk when he drools in class, yeah. My friends and I used to listen to that when we were in high school. My friends and I wrote that when we were in high school. So, makes sense. You like Frank Zappa? Love him. Love me some Frank. One of my dreams was always to be in a production of Joe's Garage. I would love to play the central scrutinizer in Joe's Garage, man. That would be a dope role. But yes, I love Frank Zappa. I'm particularly fond of his really early stuff with the Mothers. I'm trying to remember the name of the song. My favorite Zappa song is this weird one he did with the Mothers. What's there to live for? Dun, 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 dun. Who needs the Peace Corps? Da, da, doo, 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 doo. Guess I'll just drop out. I'll go to Frisco, buy a wig, and live on Owsley's floor. Walk past the wig store, dun, 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 dun. Danced at the Fillmore, dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum. I'm completely stoned. I'm hippie and I'm trippy. I'm a gypsy on my own. I fucking love Frank Zappa. That whole album was just making fun of hippies, I know. It's so great. A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. I don't know any more of that song. And now hippies are boomers, so they deserve it. That wasn't the song you were thinking of, dude. That's the original, though. That's the OG Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, Joanne. Whenever I hear this album, Apostrophe, I think of the wackiness of drunken peasants. Cool. I remember the book Depository where they crowned the king of Cuba, and that's all I can think of. And what? Huh? Huh? You okay there, Black Butter Crunch? Say what? Watch out where the huskies go, and don't you eat that yellow snow. Who's talking about books? Yeah, don't talk about books in here. No more book talking. But diamonds are a girl's best friend. Ba 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 da. Rum bum ba da ba. But diamonds are a girl's best friend. Sing a song about tuna. Sitting there in a can, slightly better than Spam. I use my hand to open the can and I release the tuna smell. Sitting there in a can, I open it with my hand. I mix it in with some mayonnaise and make it a little edible tuna. Tuna, 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 tuna. Salt tuna, yeah. Zim zim, who got the keys to my beam? Ice cream sneaks, I signed my first. What? How does it go? No, that I got two songs mixed up. How's it? Zim zim zim, who got the keys to the beam? Something something something. That's how we team up. Fuck, it's been too long. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. There ain't animated flick sequels coming. You have to audition, Paul. You have a calling in voice acting, man. Dude, you don't understand, man. Being a voice actor is more than just like being able to do cute voices and shit. It's about being in fucking the Screen Actors Guild and pursuing it as a fucking genuine thing, and that would require me to not do what I do. And while it would be really cool to do a voice acting gig, and hey, maybe if the podcast or something else that I do in the future gets big enough, somebody will notice me and offer me that type of gig, and I'd love to do it. But being a voice actor is not something you just walk onto the set and like go like, "Hi, I'm a voice actor. Let me try out." How far are you from the nearest store or commercial building? It feels like you're in the middle of nowhere. I am basically like being a regular actor. Yeah. Tons of people want to do it, and a very few people get the privilege. You know what my best bet would be, honestly? Link up with an indie game developer and provide my services for a really nominal fee and hope that that game gets huge. You know? That would be cool. That'd be a way to get work. Break into like, because I would love to do video game voice acting. So often it's so fucking bad. Like I'm playing Mass Effect Andromeda right now, and dude, some of the voice acting is okay, but some of it is so wooden. Like the main character's voice acting is just so flat. It's just like, fuck. Yeah, dude, name me an RPG sidekick and I'll try and come up with a voice for him. Like, give me an idea what kind of sidekick we're talking about. Give me a basic description of what kind of sidekick, and I'll try and do an RPG sidekick voice. Come up with a name and everything, dude. Let's do it. Let's test my abilities here. Let's see if I would actually be good in a video game. The lovable but dumb character. So wait a minute. You mean we've got to go in there, in that dark cave, and go after a dragon? This sounds like a terrible idea. I didn't even get to eat lunch. I may never eat lunch again. My last meal might have been my last meal. Big fat oaf. From Warcraft, don't orcs have like a real rumbly voice? A goblin ex-accountant from Scotland. I mean, I don't know if I can do a Scottish goblin, you know. That's pretty terrible. The Scoundrel. Let's see. How do I want to do the Scoundrel? Hey, you don't suppose the people that own this place would mind if we, like, went through their drawers? You know, just to make sure that, you know, none of these creepy crawlies are hiding in there. You know, I'd rather not risk my neck if we don't have to. Why do I always end up doing the right thing for the wrong reasons? Smooth skin? That is a little bit fucking, hey there, smooth skin. The surprisingly effeminate, tough bodyguard. I don't even know if I can do that. All right, listen to me. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do that one. Dumb Irish Doctor is not an RPG sidekick. Like, I didn't open myself up to do any character in the goddamn fucking world. I said an RPG sidekick. The wise old beggar. When you're around as long as I've been, you see a lot of things, lad. A lot of things you wish you could forget. And a lot of things that would be limbered up with a piece of gold or two. A dwarf monk. I mean, do dwarves even have religion? A snobby elven mage. The hem of my robe is dirtied. This adventuring stuff is for the birds. I'd much rather be back in the library doing my studies. Burning these things becomes pitiable. And with a flick of my wrist, it's done. Alms, alms, for a pitiful woman. How would you like to split me muff, dear? How would you like to... I can't remember what she does. How would you like a little jig, jig, little split me muff, a little bounce around the bush? Halfling monk who spent too much time toning his body in the monastery and doesn't know how to socialize properly. Oh, well, yes. I rather do like milk, I suppose. Am I supposed to say something? Excuse me, could you point me to a place where I could use the lavatory? I find your eyes to be quite blue, if I don't say so myself. Demon librarian? What books are you looking for? Azazel's is in A, obviously. Would you like me to fly you over there? Or do you think you could find it on your own? A dusty, boring tome, if you ask me, but who am I to tell you what to read? What the fuck is a back alley angel? The crazy potion seller. Try and do something that isn't British. So many RPG characters are so British. Potion seller. I require your strongest potions, for I'm about to go into battle and face many foes. You can't handle my potions, traveler. They're too strong. Potion seller, please. I have no time for these games. I require your strongest potions as I am about to ride into battle. I told you, traveler. You can't handle my potions. My potions aren't fit for a beast, let alone a man. Potion seller, please. Stop these games. Nerdy, socially inept alien. I mean, a lot of times when people do alien VO, they add vocal enhancers to it to make them sound a little less human. But it seems to me that the nasally way to go for the nerdy. Ah, yes, well, I suppose I could do a few calculations and find out how long it would take, but that may not be the best use of my time. It's up to you. Oh, I suppose I could throw a few things together in the laboratory if I had the time and the resources. Ah, yes, Ethereum. One of the most important minerals. One of the most interesting, too. I could talk about Ethereum all day and all night. I'm busy with my calibrations. We'll talk later. The wise ancient dragon. Dude, you got to use that real deep register voice for a lot of these. For me, like the wise ancient dragon is. I've been expecting you. I foresaw this eventuality 1,000 years before you were born. And here you are, just as I knew you would be. Are you frightened? Are you scared? You should be. A creature of my bulk could make a meal of you in an instant. And yet you stand there, regarding me as if I were some street merchant. That's how I knew it must be you. Oof. The drunk gay bar maiden. Yeah, that's a toughie. I can't do that one, sorry. I don't think they'd probably hire me to do that one. Ooh, it's fire. A drunk, short American fairy with a dark sense of humor. I don't know if I can do the high-pitched fairy voice. This one has skooma. Moon sugar. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This one can show you where to get much moon sugar. Yes, if you spare this one's life. A Canadian vampire? Jesus Christ. I would turn down that role. I don't think I would do that role. Come here, you hoser. Let me suck your blood, eh? Oh, yeah, that's some good blood, eh? Be like, oh, fuck, man, not a Canuck pyre. No. Well, I believe I'm done for the evening. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.